Hey, and welcome back to answering questions from my followers. Today's question comes from Pranessa Nalia. I really hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. This question is centered around the idea of balance and long-term understanding of how to balance things in life. And if there was a pivotal point in my life that helped me understand that I was not doing shit right. And yes, so Pranessa, I struggle with balance. I am an all-in kind of person. And when I was in my early 20s, I had a business that literally put me in hospital. I had a stomach ulcer that I had no support structure around me to help drive me to the hospital. And I woke up early one morning, 2, 3 in the morning, with insanely sore stomach. I had to get myself dressed, get myself into a car and drive the 1 or 2 kilometers to the hospital, put myself into the emergency room, and then managed to phone someone um, who had to fly down from Johannesburg to come and meet me the next day. So yes, that was a pivotal point for me. That did not stop me, however, from continuing to build the business in a crazy fashion. After I got over the stomach ulcer at that business, I then had kidney stones twice, developed insomnia, and just was not a healthy person overall. There was no balance for me. And that business eventually got sold. And luckily, looking back on that experience, I realized how my body was physically telling me to slow down. And I just wasn't self-aware enough to actually stop and slow down. So subsequent to that, I have realized that there is no such thing as balance for me. It's just not an effective way to build my life. I believe in integration. I've written an article in the past that phrase, it's just business, is complete bullshit. It's not just business to me. I put my life into the work that I do. I define a lot of how I feel by the work that I accomplish. I talk to my friends about the work that I do and about their work. I surround myself with people who can make me a better person as a holistic person, not as a business person or as a friend or as a partner or as a personal life person. Those are all the same thing to me. The better I get at meditation, the better I get at business. The better I get at business and negotiation, the better I understand my relationships. The better I understand my relationships, the more deeply I can understand my colleagues and the relationships that I have in business that define my work. So I don't believe there is a balance. However, I believe that most of the pressure that we feel stems from a lack of priority and a lack of understanding of our version of success. So those are the two things that for me help my integration of work and life. I know what success looks like to me. For me, that success is having the freedom to choose what I want to work on when I want to work on that. That means that I don't want to work 18 hours for someone else. And therefore, that means that I want to own my own companies. If your definition of success is having leave, not working on the weekends, not having the stress of worrying about where your next paycheck comes, then your outcome is to get a job. And if that's what you want, then you can't want to balance those things. You want to integrate them into your life. So once you've defined what success is for you, you can then start thinking about the priorities that you have in your life. If your job is your number one priority and getting to the MD level by the time you're 30, great, then the priority is working and the integration of your life needs to fit underneath your work. If you haven't thought about those priorities or defined your own version of success, then the chances are you're in this rat race, and building a side hustle or building a startup or building a new career isn't going to fix that until you've redefined what success means to you. And then once you've got that idea of success, you prioritize accordingly, that your friends and family fit in below your career or vice versa. And those definition of priorities then helps you work out what you want to spend time on and where you integrate what into your life. So it seems like I'm oversimplifying this, but the truth is I don't believe in balancing something. That means that something gives, and I don't think something needs to give. I think you need to define success, set your priorities, and then work towards those things. And the final part of this whole circle is communicating those priorities and that definition of success to everyone in your life. If they clearly understand that your number one priority is getting to X, Y, and Z by the time you're A, B, and C, then they can't really argue with how you live your life. They won't put pressure on you and you won't feel that guilt. If you then reassess your priorities and feel like you should be spending more time with your partner or your siblings or your friends or your family or doing something else with your life, so be it. Shift your priorities, the facts change your opinion, and communicate that again to the people around you so that they're also on board with the way that you want to integrate your work and life. Because again, you are a single human. All of those things are part of who you are. So you can't avoid work because you want to have a better personal life. It just doesn't work that way. Hopefully that answers your question. If you have more questions, post them in the comments below. I'll try and answer them as soon as I can. If you haven't, please hit the subscribe button. We've got many more questions and answers coming from my followers soon, and lots more videos for you to watch on this channel. Hopefully that answer was helpful and you can start to integrate your work and life in a little bit better fashion.